All right, hey, what's up guys? It's Roy here and got another Spigen case review for you on the Google Pixel 4a 5G. So as you can see here in front of you, I have the Tough Armor case from Spigen for my Pixel 4a 5G. So want to go ahead and show off the case a little bit and then slap it on and let you know if it's worth your hard-earned money. So the black version, which I have here in front of you, is only $14.99 right now on Amazon with Prime shipping. There is the gunmetal version as well that is $16.99 for whatever reason. It's $2 more, but that one also does include Prime shipping. I will link both of them down in the description. So if you want to click those affiliate links of mine, you would be supporting my channel if you do so. So really a big thank you and appreciation for that. Now let's go ahead and take a peek here at the actual case. So if you've ever bought a Spigen Tough Armor case, you pretty much know kind of what they look like. But as you can see here with this one for the Pixel 4a 5G, you have the addition of the cutout for your fingerprint scanner. And also obviously you got your hole there for your camera bump. Now let's go ahead and take a peek at the inside real quick. So that way we can focus on the outside once I have it on the phone. So as you can see with the interior of it, you do have this new look that they have with the Tough Armor. So you see there on the bumpers, or on the sides here, you have that yellow, protection in there as well. And then of course here you do see that logo there. You can kind of see where your kickstand is going to be popping in and out of. It does have the air cushion technology in the bumpers, and that's going to help dissipate the energy away from your device if you do drop it on the corners. Now the Tough Armor is technically a dual layer case, so I can pop off this back here and have the outer shell, and then of course the TPU part here. So you got the polycarbonate shell and then the TPU part here. And then as you can see here where these little squares are, that's where the contacts are to click this back in. And then there is something here that does say something you want, made in Irvine, Cali, and then of course Spigen.com. But let's go ahead and pop it back on. Now I usually just leave it together when I install my case. I don't take it apart every time because it's not necessary. So let's go ahead and grab my Pixel 4a 5G and slap it in. And there it is. So there is the Tough Armor on the Google Pixel 4a 5G. As you can see here, got that nice cutout there for your fingerprint reader. And once again, it is recessed in there like a little cereal bowl. And that is gonna make it really easy to find your fingerprint scanner there. So that's a big win right there. So if you can see there, boom, I found it and there it goes. So really like that ability to find the fingerprint reader very easily. Now here you do have a very nice deep cutout there for the camera bump. So definitely going to protect those lenses from bumps and bruises when you do lay it flat down on the back. So let's go ahead and do that and see if there's any wobble. So there is a wobble up at the top. It's not a big wobble, but it is noticeable if you do care about that. And then of course here on the back, once again though, you have this hard polycarbonate shell, and then also the TPU part here. So it's just a few different shades of black here. So you got a little bit darker black here, a little bit lighter matte black here. So it definitely looks pretty cool with the different shades of black that's going on here with the TPU part, the polycarbonate part, the darker camera bump, and then of course the little bit different shade with your actual fingerprint reader. You do have a kickstand like you always get on the Tough Armor cases, and you literally just click it up there. It's always flimsy, which is not a problem, but you know, it is something to point out because it is very easy to just kind of move it around. But once it's clicked in, you get a satisfying click, if you can hear that, and it's in. So not a problem, but like I said, you can just put it up and watch a movie or whatever, and you're good to go. Now you can't really do it like this. So that is something to point out, because I've had people ask me that before in the past, and obviously since it's slid over, if it was more in the middle, maybe it would work, and if it was a little bit wider, but it's definitely not gonna work if you're trying to watch more portrait mode versus landscape mode. So let's go ahead and look at the rest of the case. And let's start with the side here where the buttons are. because this is where it's the biggest change with other Tough Armor cases that I've played with before. So one, you got the Tough Armor branding there. And as you can see here, you do have those little slits there with the higher glossier black part there. You got the different shades, once again, of the polycarbonate and the TPU. But then you got here flat buttons and the plus and minus, obviously, for the volume buttons. And then you have this like really texturized kind of indentation of a button there, as you can see there, and got some really nice little ridges in there, so it feels good, and when you're looking for it, you can feel it. But it's not raised, as you can see. So it's got that just dent in there in the case, but with that added texture, which you can hear there, and then of course with it being dented in a little bit, when you're looking for it, you can feel it pretty easily. So it's not a deal breaker, because I'm a big fan of raised buttons, but when they have something that helps you find it, I'm not mad at it. So definitely works very well, and we'll do the clicky button test here in a second. And then going down to the bottom here, you do have a very generous cutout for your USB-C port and your speaker grills, and they're nicely recessed in there, so you're definitely getting that protection if you do drop it. And then going to the other side here, there is nothing except for that bigger, chunkier portion of the actual polycarbonate shell that would be clicking up against the TPU. And then of course, going to the top, you do have a very nice generous cutout once again for your 3.5mm headphone jack, and then your microphone there. Now on the front, you do have some raised lips, and it is proportional all across the whole entire screen. So you are getting complete protection 360 of that screen with the raised lips here. And let's go ahead and test the shakiness of it being face down. Now there is a little bit of a shake in this corner for whatever reason. I didn't think there would be since it's pretty flat, but there is, so that's something to let y'all know about. And then of course here with the actual speaker grill cutout here, once again, it's a very minimal speaker grill cutout, just the exact same width of the actual speaker grill, not the whole entire top like sometimes they've done with other devices. And as you can see here, no interference once again with your selfie camera. So let's go ahead and do the clicky button test and see how clicky these buttons are, and see if they respond well. So let's start with the power button first. And volume up and down. Okay, so they are very clicky, guys. So even though they are flat, you know, normally Spiegen's buttons are usually very clicky, so I wasn't concerned about it. But I was curious about this one here, since it is a little bit different design than I've seen before, but very clicky, so no issues at all. Now, as far as the thickness of the case goes, it is gonna definitely add a little bit of bulk to the case, but it is still technically a slim case. So it's not like a huge, thick, chunky Defender like OtterBox Pro case or something like that. So you are going to get still a little bit of slimness out of it, with that, you know, peace of mind of protection if you do drop the device. Now, one thing to point out too, with this type of material on the back, it's not really a fingerprint magnet, but you are sometimes able to see smudges pretty well and easily on this type of material. But, you know, a simple wipe down with your finger or a towel or your t-shirt, it's gonna, you know, wipe those issues away. But it is something to bring out, because like I said, if you are like me, that's really OCD when it comes to your cases, you know, you are gonna be wiping it down quite a bit. Because like I said, I know over the years with any of my Tough Armor cases, the oils from my fingers, you know, I'm usually having to wipe that off just in general. So not a deal breaker once again, but just something to point out. So there you have it, guys. Tough Armor from Spigen. Hit that like button if you liked the video. If you loved it, I appreciate a sub, and ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. I post videos at least once a week, so do keep on coming back for more, guys. I really appreciate the love that y'all have been showing me over the almost a year now. So yeah, so be safe out there, and God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.